Canada.
How do Canadians view national issues? On CPAC, thanks to Canadian cable companies. Watch CPAC on TV, online, and on your mobile device.
Paige here on the ground at CPAC 2014, and I'm here with Cathy Reisenwitz. She is an editor at Young Voices and the editor-in-chief at the blog Sex and the State. Cathy, thanks so much for taking the time. This is a really interesting CPAC attendee because as a self-identified feminist and obviously editor-in-chief at Sex and the State, you know, maybe some people would say that you don't really fit in with the general population here at CPAC. How's it going for you?
I've had the best time. It's been a really great opportunity. I've never been to CPAC before. It's my first one. It's really, really interesting.
That's so awesome. I know that there is a very large youth contingent here, and especially there seem to be a lot of young libertarians. So how does Young Voices fit in with that?
Young Voices gives young libertarians the opportunity to get published in the mainstream media, which is really lacking. Young people, and especially young free marketers, and free marketers make up a pretty large percentage of young people, especially when it comes to personal freedom. Young people are very interested in America in personal freedom, civil liberties, things like that. And so trying to get those voices represented, get people edited and placed in places like the New York Times. You know, we're trying to get into the Daily Beast. We're in Forbes right now. We just got into Talking Points memo. So, yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. And a lot of people have been talking about, you know, how there are that youth contingent that really are more pro-free market, maybe more libertarian than the older demographic in the conservative movement. As it fits broader into the conservative movement, how would you say that an organization like yours can actually help the conservatives?
I think it's really important to know where young people stand and how that fits in with the message of overall freedom. So for example, conservatives are pro-free markets. Well, young people are very pro-immigration. Immigration is just free markets in labor. And so representing those voices, I think, is really important to see how the way that young people view things, a more kind of international view, young people have grown up in a more global economy, incorporating that into the conservative message that says everyone's here, welcome, let's make this economy grow, let's get people working, and focus on economic growth as opposed to having a closed mentality, I think would be really helpful to the conservatives.
Yeah, absolutely. And certainly, as we were discussing earlier, the Conservative Party in Canada really has taken that message and now is the party that immigrants turn to, whereas 10 years ago it would have been the Liberals, so perhaps that's an opportunity for the Republicans here, even though Donald Trump did say yesterday that every immigrant that comes into the country is a vote for the Democrats. So tell me a little bit more about Sex and the State and your blog and really how it fits into this message of freedom.
I've been a free marketer for a really long time, and I've also been a marketer by trade, and I've been interested in, we have the best product ever, free marketers. I mean, free markets are the way that you can create new wealth out of what you already have. Innovation creates new prosperity. And it would seem like traditionally disenfranchised groups of people, for example, women, ethnic minorities, religious minorities, would be extra interested in how can we create new prosperity for everyone. But it's a message that's kind of fallen on deaf ears. A lot of demographics have been either hostile to free market ideas or just kind of ignored them. And so I've been thinking about how to solve that problem. And so what Sex and the State tries to focus on are the personal freedoms and the civil liberties and the aspects of freedom that are going to help those people first and most. Because I feel like even though libertarians have had ways to help those people, and free market ideas will help them, the focus has not been enough on those aspects. So for example, you know, libertarians have talked on and on and on about tax rates and the Federal Reserve, but we have not talked about the fact that we still have sodomy laws in America that are used to harass gay people. You know, we haven't been talking about the fact that over, you know, in the entire world, the entire developed world, birth control is available over the counter, but in America it's not. You know, we focused on this left-right dichotomy when the answer, again and always, generally, is free markets.
Right. Okay, there you go. That's a really interesting take, I think, and how feminism and, of course, Sex and the State fits in to the conservative movement here at CPAC. I'll give you one final opportunity to actually plug your blog. So what's the web address for Sex and the State if people are interested?
It is cathyreisenwitz.com/blog. It's CATHYREISENWITZ. I'm also on Twitter at Cathy Reisenwitz, Facebook.com/Cathy Reisenwitz.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, definitely an interesting perspective here at CPAC. So this has been a Sun News Network web exclusive, and of course you can find those at our website, sunnewsnetwork.ca. Keep checking back for more updates because I'm going to have cool web exclusives like this coming your way. Thanks so much.